No. What we're gonna do is just go, but like, okay, so, your turn. Okay, what is this vessel?
What vessel is it?
Uh-huh. Name the vessel. And
Looks
so
like-
you're saying, artery, vein, capillary, whatever.
Looks like an artery.
Okay, so what makes you think it's an artery?
There's a lot of muscle.
Okay.
Has at least 4 or 5.
It's got tons of it, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's got a
It's
bunch
like,
of 'em.
it's like at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's probably at
Yeah.
least over 10, 15.
It's a
Okay,
lot.
so it's an artery. So I'm gonna go closer up
Mhm.
to ask some other questions.
Okay.
And then it'll be your turn. Okay, so, woohoo! Okay, I'm just gonna say, and it would be like, I probably wouldn't ask this, but name that cell.
That would be a simple squamous epithelium.
Yeah, well, tissue, right? But we would call that, they sort of call that an
Endothelial.
endothelial
Oh,
cell?
okay,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. But I mean, it would be the same thing, okay. And then if we could see up, like, we could say that this was what specific layer, if you saw these bump outs?
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Subendothelial.
Well, the bump
Where do
outs
we do?
Oh.
would be the,
Endothelial.
Right,
And then,
right, layer.
Oh, yeah.
and then
I thought
if I was down here.
that would be the subendothelial.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so both of these that Will said
Yeah.
together make up what general layer?
The tunica intima.
Right. Okay. Now we're going back to you.
Okay.
So what is this structure?
Just like what layer is it?
No, which,
Or
it's a structure.
The tunica media?
Yep. Super. Okay.
Before you move that, can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Is like with this, like when you have it focused out a little bit, you can see would this be the internal elastic
I
lamina?
haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want you to
No,
move. I just didn't want you to move it before.
What I was doing was
Okay.
just seeing how I might ask a question.
Okay.
Because I think it's when you can figure out how somebody might ask a question, it helps you a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so on this one, I might go with name the specific layer. You would say endothelial layer,
Mhm.
and then name the layer immediately, the specific layer immediately to the left, and that'd be the
Endothelial.
endothelial layer, and both of those make up
Tunica intima.
tunica intima. Now I could say then
What
what structure specifically
lies
to
between
the left of that tunica intima,
Okay.
and you would say
the internal
Internal
elastic
okay. Mhm.
Okay.
lamina.
Now, or I could say name this general structure, be the
Mhm.
tunica
Media.
Media.
and then I could say to the right, name the dark pink structure,
Internal elastic lamina.
internal elastic lamina.
Okay.
And sometimes, if it's a good slide, we might see
The
the external
external.
elastic lamina. So I might could go, if I could see it, let's just say I could see it. I can't see it very well because it doesn't stand out, but just say I could, just pretend I
Mhm.
could see it. So one thing I could do is say, let's put the arrow on just what we're gonna
Mhm.
pretend is, and I'd say, name that structure, and you would say, external elastic lamina. Then I'd say, name the general layer on the left,
Tunica
Tunica
adventitia.
name the one on the right,
Tunica media.
and that way you would know that what I was talking about, because
okay.
obviously you can't have the same thing, so even if you thought, well, wait a minute, that's part of the tunica adventitia, but if I'm calling it a structure and not a specific,
Layer.
layer, then you know, right?
Mhm.
So if I can give y'all some of those, those types of clues, okay. Let's see. This is having a plethora of good stuff here. Okay, now, the only thing with this is that I wouldn't use this slide slide, if we could pretend that this is in the adventitia, which it's not, but if it
Mhm.
were, name this structure.
The
Yeah.
nervi,
Nervi.
whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Vascularis.
the nerve
That's-
bundle within the,
Fascicularis.
Fascicularis.
Okay, so you got that. So I could say this, name this structure, and you would say vasa,
Vasa.
yeah. If it were in, now I probably would have to use that aorta slide,
mhm.
but because these are sort of outside of that tunica adventitia really.
So, really, that structure is probably an arterial.
This one right here would be probably an artery because it's probably got, it's pretty thick.
Okay.
And see, if we could focus in and out, but it's got at least one, if you go around 2, 3, 4, it's probably got at
Okay.
least about 5 or 6 layers.
All right. So it's just
I
a-
wouldn't ask that as far as a specific artery or a artery because unless it had like 10 or so.
Mhm.
Like this one, I could say, name this entire structure.
Yeah.
Like, and that would be an artery. If
Mhm.
I said, name this entire structure, I could
Mhm.
say that at the very end,
Mhm.
right? Name the vessel, correct?
Mhm.
So you named all the parts, then I could say name the vessel, and it would be an artery. Okay, so this has just got a lot of, now this isn't that artery vein, slide that we had. This happens to be a duodenum slide that has, the pancreas sort of right with it.
Hmm.
And so, you can see all these vessels. I had seen this before when I was looking for something else, and I really love this slide. But what vessel is this? Name this vessel. Oh,
Whose turn?
whose turn is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's your turn. Yeah, yeah. It's very thin, okay?
Mhm.
Plus, it's right there next to the big old artery, right? Okay. Now, if I want